Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to game number 2 in the Best of 3 series between Fantastic 5 and Team Empire in the Dota 2 Champions League. My name is Dragon Drop. I'm joined by Revo. How's it going?
It's going pretty good, and hey, Fantastic Five aren't playing around. They're bringing out mommy.
Yeah, I'm really happy
She
with
don't put
Team.
you in timeout.
Oh yeah, the Broodmother, that might actually cause some problems for Team Empire who go for the Beastmaster Lich straight off the bat once again. I mean, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. And after the last game, I'm really impressed with Empire's play. But I'm not so impressed with the Twitter guy who is calling me out for my music, so shame on you. But hey, if you're listening,
Don't
I'll
worry
play
about that.
something. Yeah, I'll play something for you at the end of the match. So after the credits. So how's that sound? But yeah, just as a little side note here, what do you think about picking a Broodmother in the first phase? I mean, it feels like there's still plenty of picks left to figure out a way to deal with it.
Even if you figure out a way to deal with it, you're building your lineup theoretically around a hero shutting down an offlaner, which potentially means their hard carry just roams free and doesn't care. So it could work. Team Empire though still getting the Beastmaster Lich a little surprising. Um,
I mean, it's still a very strong offlane, right? We still have the similar kind of bans.
yeah, and they did
Uh,
so much work last game.
yeah.
I question whether they'd be able to do that very well. But
Yeah. Question for me is whether, with Lich being probably tied up in that offlane once again, whether Broodmother won't have too much space, right? Um, it's as you were saying, if you're able to get to the point where you can put on all that pressure, then that Broodmother just takes over the lane, takes over the jungle, and then just is generally a big problem for your supports. And Lich is one of those that can not really deal with the Broodmother at any point in the game. It'll be annoying early on where he gets picked off if he roams to his own jungle, and later on, well, the Chain Frost not really effective if there's a bunch of spiderlings around you. But
yeah,
the thing is, if you like pick up something like a starter now for Team Empire, once he hits his level 6 and once Broodmother shows herself like once you get your Blink Dagger, it's just nowhere for the Broodmother to really go. Right? That's one of the counters we've seen emerge recently as teams start to figure out how to handle her. It just really comes to the question really becomes whether you can zone her out enough early on before you can transition into that kind of a to that kind of a long-term solution that doesn't really keep you too much from the rest of the game plan, right? That doesn't really take away too much from for what else you want to do. And Slada would brave it once again in this lineup. I mean, it's the same lineup that we've seen uh, like last game so far, at least.
yeah, definitely. And I question Fantastic Five's potential here. Really,
Yeah, why is that?
it's I just don't see it as a very solid lineup. I don't like the Alk ban. Uh, Empire just showed that you can deal with it, and I think Fantastic Five should just look at that and say, okay, we can deal with Alk too.
Yep.
Uh, but Shadow Fiend coming out for Empire here,
Uh,
and it's currently the exact same lineup.
yeah.
In fact, they could still get the exact same lineup.
Well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, right? I mean, don't know that
Exactly.
Empire would have gone for the Alchemists, or the Axe for that matter. Of course, Axe one of the more interesting heroes up against Broodmother. Not really a counter, but it's something that can deal with Spirelings early on. It's just a hero that you can't just right-click down as a Broodmother at least not with going the standard Spireling build. You can handle him with a Bite build, right? But it's something different. That's the high art of Broodmother, so to speak. But yeah, it's don't have to talk about that too much just yet as we are trying to figure out what Fantastic Five will want to pick up right now. So it's going to be a Razor, so that can be one position, that can be mid lane as well. Up against the Shadow Fiends? Yeah, how would you like that actually? Razor versus Shadow Fiend? Mid matchup?
Uh, Razor should win that out. Should. Just because of the drain. And Shadow Fiend's relatively low base damage can be a serious factor. However, it's still to the point where Empire can do it, and it looks like the same lineup. I wouldn't be surprised to see Fantastic Five, ban out the Slaughter here.
Yeah, Me either. I mean, that's as I said before, it's one of the better heroes to deal with the Brood Mother, so it's not being picked up just yet. So Empire might just look at that and say, all right, if you leave us a Slaughter again, still works in this game up against Brood, up against Razor as well, who can build tanky armor. It's a little bit less convenient though for Slaughter, simply because you do get the shock whenever you try to put the amplified damage up on him. At the same time, you usually just blink in on the Razor, crush before he can do anything, and then it doesn't really matter too much that you receive that shock. But yeah, we'll see
Yeah.
if they want to ban it out or not. Still looking for more heroes that can um, kind of play 4 and 5 for the most part, that can try and put up a fight, try and sustain through a fight. So that's why I really like the Dazzle ban here from Team Empire. Um, just to make sure that the Broodmother gets as much space as she can down on bottom lane. That Empire can't really spend too many, or has to spend a lot of extra resources that they can't afford to try and deal with her. And that's really where Broodmothers usually thrive in these kind of circumstances, where they can just, yeah, where they basically just have to be left alone at some point because they're too annoying to deal with.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is the Rubik pick here instead, and Phantom Lancer
I
ban. That's not a hero that I expected from Fantastic Five here, I gotta say.
Yeah, if they pick Phantom Lancer, you just get Earthshaker.
Yeah.
The question is though, do Fantastic Five ban the Earthshaker here, or do they get rid of the Slordar?
I would still ban the Slaughter, I guess.
Yeah, if you do have Earthshaker on the enemy team, that's some great steals for Rubik at least.
Yeah, that is true. You get
So
your
there
hands on a
is a
Fissure. Yeah.
consolation, kind of.
And generally, there's a number of good spells to steal. I mean, then we get the Beast
Oh,
Mouth
there's
for
already
Hawk.
great spells to steal. They'll ban the
Yeah.
Bristleback.
Oh, the Ember Spirit. How could we forget about Ember Spirit? Oh my god. That's a
Because they
hero
ban
that's...
PL. I mean, if you ban PL, you're generally not gonna pick Ember Spirit, right?
I mean,
It
why
just
not? I
it
mean, you...
doesn't make sense to me, but
Of course it does. I mean, Ember Spirit is so strong right now.
yeah,
Not
but he's
just
great
as a...
against PL.
Yeah, it doesn't mean that he's not great against any other hero, right? There's
What
your
I'm trying
logic
to
is a little
say,
bit off there, I gotta say.
I'm trying to
It's yeah,
say, if you're gonna pick Ember Spirit, there's no need to ban PL
yeah,
because even if they
that is
pick
true.
PL, like you
That
could
is
ban
true.
something else, and they'll get the Legion. Now, I will say one thing here: Legion is fantastic in the current meta. Her base damage was increased by 4, I think, but she's got over 60 base damage now, which is insane to right click just last hit with. Looks like a mid Legion. No, probably
Uh,
off lane or safe lane Legion, I guess.
yeah,
Uh,
probably.
she does provide lockdown though for Ember Spirit. Now she has to win that duel to really profit off of it, but it is going to give them something to lock Ember Spirit down with, which is oftentimes the biggest problem
Yeah,
up against an Ember Spirit.
absolutely. That is absolutely right, and that's what they were lacking. They had a little bit of short lockdown here between Rubik and Tusk, a little bit of slows, but that duel, especially up against an Ember Spirit who really relies on his mobility to re-engage, to constantly re-engage, because if you actually lock him down with a stun or with a duel, he's actually quite squishy, especially if you're able to burst through that flame guard somehow. There's not actually too much magical burst here on Fantastic Five's lineup, but still. Even if you're just a physical damage, you just cut through his what little armor he has so quickly that Ember Spirit can have a lot of problems unless he just immediately remnants out the moment he sees Legion Commander blink in, which isn't always really easy. Which isn't always easy. Of course,
Mhm.
the whole thing will look a little bit different if Ember Spirit doesn't get picked off constantly, and he can eventually build up something like a Lincoln Sphere. So that buys you that little bit of extra time to react and still get out if you want to play for split push. But yeah. I still like the Ember Spirit here. It's also one of the things that deal with the Spiderlings later on. Once you have a little bit of extra damage and of course the max Sleight of Fist. And generally a hero that scales very well into the late game. I mean, if you have an Ember Spirit, usually the later you go, the harder he gets to deal with because he gets more tanky, he gets much more damage.
Yeah, Ember Spirit and Legion Commander both having that kind of scale into the late game factor here. Unlike the Brood and the Razor and the Shadow Fiend, I'd say, but Brood's gonna have a rough time here. I still think Legion is a good pick and it can work out, especially considering how much you saw Empire wanting to group up. Getting a good overwhelming odds off could potentially just completely wreck a team. So
Yeah. You do have some extra summons here if you consider the Beastmaster. Not just the Boars and Hogs, but also the Necrobook that he will probably build up at some point, so there's even extra fuel for that. Uh, I would agree with you, that's a really, really good last pick. The problem with Legion Commander that you always have though is that you need to get dual wins to scale, and you don't have too much extra burst to help you with that, unless you like already have the Razor there stabbing a lot of damage. So it's kind of the one problem that I see here. That's not really all that easy to execute with Fantastic Five, I feel.
yeah, it's not an easy lineup to execute at all. So sorry for stuttering there.
Just
It,
relax, you're
it
doing
it's
fine.
this is the
My
Revo
chat wheel doesn't
remix.
work because it's on Y and it's the same as net worth. So,
Yeah.
uh, but yeah, standard pause here. I'm missing one of Team Empire. That'll be a lower dance. Who's I don't know what he's doing. 2 minutes, they said 2 minutes ago. Okay. Ah well, the one time that you expect the game to go smoothly and on time, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Empire, please. Okay. Empire Twitter guy said though that he'll wait for decent music, so
Okay.
uh,
That's good.
that'll be after the broadcast concludes, so no worries.
Yeah.
I have a plan. That was
I'm
my evil
worried
laugh.
now.
Yeah, that was my evil laugh going into the cough. I'm really proud of it.
Oh, okay. Your evil cough.
Yeah, evil laugh going into a cough. Regardless, the game
Sounds.
actually starts, so
Oh,
let's take a look at the lineups. Starting
Tuskegee
with
being down quick too.
just a place award. But yeah, starting with Team Empire, we've got Resolution once again on that Beastmaster. He's being followed by Yoku, playing that Shadow Friend. No Fear once again on the Lich, reprising his role. Silence on one of his better heroes, I want to say here, that Ember Spirits, and then Eldohadan's back on the Lina, so not much of a difference in Team Empire's lineup here, but still very, very, very strong looking here in this game.
Yep. And on the other side of the river, we'll have Yol on the Tusk. Razor will be played by BZZ under the tag 633. We'll have King R here on the Rubik. Ghostic will be on the offlane Broodmother, going ahead and getting a web down to help secure that rune. And last but not least, it's going to be Sedoi on the Legion Commander, going with pretty solid starting item build. This is actually the build I go for, except I don't grab the branch so I can get a quick Quelling Blade. What I'm curious about, though, is Sedoi is going toward the bot lane right now.
Yeah, I gotta wonder if that's just to secure the rune, make sure that you can grab
Oh,
that,
wait.
or...
Brood's going top.
Okay, that is a little bit more interesting, yeah.
So they tried to, like, place down the web to fake that Brood's bot, and then, swap her out.
Yep.
I don't know. It's okay, but since they didn't actually see the web, you probably don't want to even commit your web down there at all.
Yep. I do actually like this because that way you dodge the Emerald Spirit. Never mind, Silence. He's up top here as well, so forget everything I just said. Looks like Empire, they knew what was happening. So, what you really don't want is a Broodmother as an Emerald Spirit because, well, he gets close to you with a Flame Guard. You don't really have a good way to dispel it.
Yep. Same thing with Lina, honestly,
thing
with
with
the
Lina, yeah.
Dragon Slave. And they go ahead and place down that Sentry. Brood has a Sentry, and of course Tango's in a Quelling Blade, so should be able to take care of this.
Interesting lanes,
Has
to
to
say
push
the
the lane
least.
out enough.
Same time here, that leaves Resolution down on bottom. He already lost 2 balls here, one time down and the other one got killed, I believe, with the overwhelming odds, so...
Now, BCC is going in on Shadow Fiend with relatively low HP, but Lich doesn't have a nuke here. He's just got sacrificed, and they're running down Yoki. Is it going to be enough damage? The Plasma Field won't quite get him, but it'll leave him on 83 HP, force him to pop his salve, and give BCC a little bit of an easier time last hitting and denying here for a moment.
Yeah, that's the strength of Razor, just being able to walk up, sap that damage here. Shadow Fiend, of course, a ranged hero, so he can break that a little bit quicker than normal, but not with these well-placed ice shards. I mean, I really like how Eol is just trying to help out here. And Lich, of course, doing the same thing as we often see from teams, just trying to ensure that the Shadow Fiend can get some safe early CS, so you can get your damage actually up to speed.
Yeah, definitely. And Resolution's still trying to harass out on this bot lane. I don't think he's going to have a great time against this lane simply because him summoning the boar gives a little bit of extra overwhelming odds damage. And if the boar harasses out Legion, one thing people don't know is that Moment of Courage, you actually get a buff when you're attacked. That means your next attack applies Moment of Courage. So the boar actually harassing Legion out could cause extra damage for Legion, just securing a last hit or something, and also healing her up, of course. So
No fear.
Lich getting caught out in the mid lane now.
Oh, he thankfully is quite fast, even without boots, so BSZ won't actually be able to quite catch up with him. If he went for that boots first build from Razor that we see from side lanes sometimes, or even middle lanes, might have been a little bit different here, but good ice shot block nonetheless. Just Yul keeping him honest here, trying to put on pressure. Knowing that Broodmother is not really a whole lot that he can do to help Ghostic anyway. And bottom lane also doesn't need too much help either.
They do put down another web up top, and it looks like Tusk is rotating up here. They're going to try to be a little aggressive so they can get down to Sentry Ward.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be easy at all. In fact, Rubik is coming as well. They may be able to grab Aloha Dance as they trap him in with the shards.
Nice block indeed. He tries to angle for Lightstroke Array, only gets Yol, and now Ghostic just right-clicking here. Follow up the save here from King R. That's the first blood drawn by Ghostic here. And he's talking about how Yol couldn't really do too much, especially at level 1 with only the ice shots, but he's been able to land those perfectly, and then with the extra help from King R as well, managed actually to grab the first blood, and that makes it much easier to continue here for Ghostic in this lane.
Yeah, I know Fantastic Five aren't really a well-known team, but if you are going up against them in the future and you're watching this, you may want to ban Tusk against them. Yol is very good at it. He's shown in both games. And it's just gone really well for him, so.
I might want to ban Tusk in pretty much any game if you're having troubles.
I mean, that's true.
Drop to him, because he is just such a good hero. It fits to the meta as well. Melee strength seems to be the name of the game. And just the strength of being able to reposition your teammates, as well as to just make these kind of blocks on all these small little ramps. I mean, you saw it here. The Radiance, High Grounds, and even here, which is something that I haven't really seen done before, especially since this tree is usually blocked off as well. But yeah, gonna wrap around, secure the rune, and maybe look for another pickup up top. The lower dance, level 3, so if they can get a good Light Strike Array off, well, it's a bunch of Serum Chains, it's actually a lot of magical damage coming their way, but there's 3 heroes now actually. It's BCZ found himself a haste rune, decided to join, and now they will find out what's happening. Silent gets Serum Chains off on 2, but that's only going to delay the inevitable BCZ. He stabs a lot of damage, gets a couple of reckless in, and Silent just resigning to his fate there.
Fantastic looking a lot better here.
Yeah.
Getting some early kills, actually winning their lanes pretty hard, especially Legion Commander, who has 27 last hits now. I think a lot of this is a result of that buff to her base damage. It makes her last hitting very early. This is without a quelling.
They're gonna go into Doi here down bottom.
Yep.
But he just turns
if
around.
She had duel.
If she had duel
right there, she would have had the kill.
Absolutely. But with that resolution, just healed up a little bit with the bottle that Lich brought back. And yeah, Sadoi is all alone here, but he's still winning the lane against 2 heroes just because of that constant overwhelming odd spam. He still has the mango to fall back on if he needs it.
Yeah, I usually like to play it with a CM or a Coddle, but if you aren't and you're having mana problems, getting that bottle is perfectly fine, especially with someone like Razor mid that they'll get a bottle, but they don't need that much mana to make things work.
Low dance. Another block off here, it looks like. Can't get out. BCZ is there, and that gets a stun off, but it should still be a death. Yoku trying to trade, but misses uphill, and Yo unfortunately already spent the snowball to get the Lena, so no extra control to allow Razor to get some right clicks in. Oh, Legion Commander, wow, he actually dies down bottom. Courtesy of the roar, it looks like, plus a little bit of nuking damage from the Lich.
The good old roar and boar.
Yeah. At least you don't stun the boar. It's not really possible for Legion.
Yeah, don't stun the boar.
Can you duel the boar?
I don't think you can.
That's enemy heroes.
No, you can only target heroes. Okay. See, I've played enough Legion that I would know if you could duel creeps. Believe me.
Yeah.
I would know.
You'd find out on your first game, I'm pretty sure.
It would have happened. And the creep would have won the duel. Imagine if you
Yo here, looking for no fear. Doesn't have his ultimate quite yet. Last right click, not enough, but hey, moment of courage. Oh, no, what's it called? Overwhelming odds. Yeah. It's enough to snag the kill from long range.
Yeah, even without more units in there, if it's hitting a hero, it's doing, at this level 170 and at the next level 245 or something. It's enough damage. And when they do group up like that, it is a lot of damage. To the point where you completely nullify Ember's Flame Guard in a fight. You bring Shadow Fiend down to
Speaking of
half health if you
nullifying,
get lucky.
I got Yoko here in mid. Whenever he steps into the river, Yol will come around. Has a snowball here. BZZ was in this for the longest time. Now sacks some damage. A little bit of extra control is necessary. He actually turns around with the razors. Gets the razor first and the tusk. Oh my god, no. That is not what they expected to happen here.
If he'd had mana for Ice Shards, they almost certainly would have gotten that kill, but there wasn't enough, and they realized it just a little too late, so...
Mistakes were made, and now Shadow Fiend. Yoko was near to the top of the last chart anyway, and now definitely in a net worth chart. Oh, that is so disastrous here. Does he have jungle stacks to even catch up further? That's my question. Yeah, it's a triple stack at least down here at the hot camp. So that's once again promising to be a very nice game for Yoku. Same time top, it's going in here. Okay, lower dance just took some harass. Getting out though. Yeah, Silence. Despite his death, he's still taking the 41 last hits, and not so much in terms of net worth, unfortunately, but he's still keeping up. He's still keeping up there. Some of those will be Spiderlings though. Which kind of deflates.
I do want to move down here though and get resolution.
Is that an easy kill though? Not really.
Not anymore, now that Lich is here, but they can at least put pressure on the tower, and Resolution is scared enough of Legion that he's not just manning up on her until they realize that Yol leaves, because they've seen him with the sword, so...
Right, so what do you actually think about Lich's build here? I mean, that's kind of the standard build, just forgoing the Frost Armor entirely, but...
I like Frost Armor up against Legion.
Yeah.
I think
Yol brought up.
Can
they burst him down? Looks like a couple more Rectics will do the trick. The snowball comes out of time. BZZ is here to try and help, but so is Yoku. So that'll definitely be a kill on the Tusk. So Doi also just throwing out the overwhelming odds, but that's about all you can do. So 4 for 4 is the kill score. After that, extra pickup here.
Yeah, I do want to point out Nahaz earlier. Let me find it here. Here we go. Pulled up the laning. Like laning styles, like dual lane, tri-lane, etc. And dual lanes on Radiant, in either the safe lane or the hard lane, have 56% and 59% win rates respectively in this patch. It's really, really good to put on that aggressive. And a tri-safe lane on the Dire only has a 39% win rate. So putting Brood here is actually helping them out a lot, so that she can kind of dodge this dual lane aggression that's coming out from Team Empire. Is it going to be enough? I don't know.
That's a question. I mean, the problem with putting Brood safe lane is it's much harder for her to actually put on pressure on a tower, because you don't have too many juke spots around it, right? At least none that would, if you got caught out, then would actually leave you in a lot of trouble. Like if you were in the river here trying to cross the web, but then took damage and couldn't path freely anymore. And then the only jungle you're going to take over if you're up here is your own, taking it away from the rest of your team who might be able to use it. So you're foregoing one of the better advantages that you can gain from a Brood Mother if you just stick her in your own safe lane.
Oh. Yoki just gets drained by BZZ, so he fakes the ult, and then BZZ instantly backs off, so he just cancels.
It's still okay, still 87 damage here. Oh god, Resolution. Might be in trouble here, but it's only Yol up against 3. The roar comes out, Spylings are there as well, but they're all going to die to the Flame Guard. And... oh man, another one. Yol, pretty good with his movements earlier, but now feeding up feeding his third kill is not exactly conducive to your end goal. And now Ghostic, they're looking to try and find him. They keep picking up these Spiderlings. That's an extra souls of income there.
Yeah. Just getting those extra souls is going to help him out a lot. It is looking like a Sanj and Yasha coming out for Yoki.
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how I feel about this. It does give you some nice stats at least, but I'd much rather see some sort of sustain item to come out, especially as aggressive as Fantastic Five are being at the moment.
Yeah, if they're playing it like last game, they're gonna look to No Fear to build that mechanism up at some point.
Oh no.
Oh god, no.
Was that with the bottle?
That was with... hang on. That was with the bottle, yeah, that's Yoku's bottle.
Oh, and Aloha Dance. 2 hits from that army of spiders almost brought him down. He's at 1/3 of HP right now. Now he will get bottled back up thanks to Beastmaster.
Wow, they're gonna smoke up. They're gonna use that fact that I think, alright, Aloha Dance probably back to base. Probably no aggression coming out for them, but smoking up, they have the Hawk to scout. Also
Yeah.
have Silent on the front line, so you'll likely target once again. He's the only one who's actually in the vicinity here. It's not the one they
There's a
want though.
spider scouting out as well, but it's not going to see anything. So Ghostic thinks he's safe, but he is
Oh,
far
they
from
will
safe as
find
they
the
will
Brood
find him.
Mama. Yep,
This is
easy.
natural
And now another one's silent. Remnant's up to Yori, he's teleporting out, but no,
Not
never
enough.
mind. Is the mini stun actually coming out when you cast the ult? It feels like that. Or did he just cancel the teleport himself? Really weird sometimes how this looks.
Yeah, it's looking pretty bad for Fantastic Five, I think. Like, it's... Empire are getting their lanes won now. Sure, a lot of their CS are in spiders, which is not exactly the best thing to invest your creeps in, but they're getting things done. Legion has yet to win a duel 12 minutes in.
Yep.
This is the worst sign. He is going for a Blink Dagger, which I believe he'll have right now. And while that's good and all...
Oh, resolution. He's gonna go, but might have been a mistake. Raw stolen here. Plus a duel. That's the first duel win that you were looking for. But Silent comes in as well. Low dance will be falling. So BZ's the same for BZZ. Though Silent still going strong, but out of mana. He can't even run it back if he wanted to. There's another couple of stick charges, but that's not enough to actually help No Fear survive. And that's a 3-for-1 trade so far. Plus the duel win. Now Yoko comes back to try and clean house. Will only clean spiders for the time being. But now the turnaround once again. The eye shots come out. Will miss. Silent though being bursted down by all the magic damage. And Ghostic almost dies to Requiem here. The snowball will save him. And they do get Yoku. The mini Requiem in the tower. Almost killing off Yo.
Oh,
Oh, but the... Oh man, the heal from Sidoi there. That guy, he has been delivering this game so far. I mean, just coming out of the laning stage. What?
He gets the blink and he just puts it right in. I was just saying,
Yeah,
like, okay, you don't have any duels. This is bad. And he's like, I don't have any duels. Yeah, I don't. Let's go get some.
Yeah, he's at a pretty passive laning stage. He's at pretty much free farm down at the bottom. He put that to a blink tag, and that's exactly the timing that they were looking for. Start fighting, and Empire were ready, but they weren't able to actually win the fight, and didn't even get the task at that time because of that excellent heal from the Legion Commander coming out, keeping the Tusk alive. Fortunately, they do lose Ghostic again here to that secondary ultimate, the Death ultimate from the Shadow Fiend, but still. Great fight for Fantastic Five, and that puts them right back into the game. And they might get more here. Snowball onto a low end. The ice shots as well. Easy pick off if they just take it. There we go. I'm gonna give it to BZ. And as well, Dragon Slave stolen by Rubik. Very nice ball to have. Bottom lane, what's going on here? Ghostic. Trying to set up a shop down here in the bottom lane now. Now finally Empire is being tasked with dealing with a spider infestation in their own jungle.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Can take a look at the graphs now. Yeah, as I said, game's right back. Empire had about a 3,000 gold lead now, back to 0. Same for the experience, and this is the kind of timing that we're looking for.
Yeah, everything's zeroed out now. Ghostic getting roared? Why?
Yeah, it's just I don't know.
I think he was just saying hello.
Hey guys,
Right.
just saying hello a little bit too loudly, right?
Yeah.
Hello! Oh my god, my ears.
Got stunned a little bit and then
Yeah.
like, "Oh, we're fine."
I don't know you. He just walks away. Oh well. He will be fine though. He has an Orchid, so I really like that fighting build coming out from Ghostic. Enables him to contribute a little bit more in fights, and that's the kind of game that FF's playing. They need everyone to pull on one line, essentially, on one rope. For the Legion Commander to get more duels now. It's gonna be the name of the game. I mean, get duels, restrict farm, make sure that you don't lose all your towers again. And for now, consider how the map looked like last time around. At 50 minutes into the game, they've succeeded.
Oh, definitely. It's looking a lot better. All their heroes are being active around the map, and just getting things done. You're not saying, okay, well, let's invest in our late game when you don't have much late game. You're saying, let's go do something right now, get Legion some duels, and start snowballing. Because they know Ember's got a big threat late game. And if they let him get fat, he will crush them. There is no doubt about that, especially against a Brood.
Yep.
In fact, checking back in on Ember, he does have his phase drums done. Probably going for Battle Fury next. I mean, I don't see why not.
Yeah, what do you actually think about this phase drums build? Because... I don't know, it's kind of old school.
It's what you need most of the time. If you don't go drums, you often end up dying a lot before you get your Battle Fury, unless you get Boots of Travels and are able to split push. If he goes Boots of Travels here, we have a big problem because you can't be as aggressive with those travels.
Well, Ghost, they will find him. There's the Raw in range this time. An easy pick off. Yeah. That just seems like the Boots of Travel build on Ember has been coming into favor recently much more often. Oh wow. That's a 2-for-1 special there for BCC. Gets both of the Hawks with one plasma field. But now, more casualties abound. To get the snowball off though is Yol. He's gonna come back in, stun up a couple of heroes, but the Chain Frost also comes out. BCC trying to do what he can, but doesn't actually have too much damage. But Sidoi does have it. Oh, does he? No! Resolution is the winner of this duel, and now the momentum in favor of Team Empire. They get 4 heroes in total. Only trade Lenafoot, and hey, might have to revise that number upwards. King R takes so much damage from a couple of right-click Silent. He's going to be the one to Remnant in. King R actually steals some Remnants. But it's...
He tried.
Actually looked like Rubik as well. It's hilarious, but... He tried indeed, but...
Flaming Rubik down here.
It's a 5-man wipe, and... Tier 1 tower to boot. Empire. Yeah, coming back and just right here. Just a little bit of a hiccup. Giving up a couple of pickoffs, and now just turning it right around again.
And this is the point where Beastmaster currently has more dual damage than Legion does. I mean, we laugh, but this is a big problem. You want to go for duels that are isolated pickoffs. Like, you find Lich alone, you duel the shit out of him, excuse my French, but he's an easy kill. You find the whole team, generally, unless you're already really fat, you don't want to duel anyone, simply because you're going to end up dying if there's 5 versus 1. It's just going to happen. And now Brutus, oh, fine, never mind.
And that's why he needs, could also use some help from his teammates, but we don't really see a Lina, we don't see a Lion, we don't see a Skyrim Mage, or a Witch Doctor even. Someone that can really start laying down burst immediately after you pop the duel, so you can get that extra bit of damage that you just don't quite have just yet on the Legion Commander. And now they're gonna provide a little bit of that with the Medallion of Courage actually coming out. There's a duel here, Resolution, very low on health, it goes like you see it just trying out. That's a duel win, and Yol coming back in to try and control the rest, but Yoku is there, he's laying in on them with the razors, but no casualties just yet, at least on the side of Fantastic 5. And Silent and Yoko, they will realize that, but nice ice shots actually keep him up, the damage train will start, he tries to chance his ultimate, but no can do. Get another kill, and yeah, this game looks much more even than the last one. And what, the gem? They had a gem already?
Beastmaster had a gem.
Oh, wow.
So he dealt with the Hawk and the Boar, and it's gone now. Tusk is now carrying that.
Oh, man.
And losing that against Brood means you have a lot of time where you can't get gem. And, I mean, of course there's other forms of True Sight, but 8 minutes. That was a fresh gem.
Yep. There's the Blade Mail on the Sidoi, and Aegis on presumably BZZ here as he drops the teleport scroll. Middle lane might be the trade-off. Silent here gets the last hit and Remnants out. But yeah, I think FF will be fine with that. Just take that advantage.
You could have gotten a duel maybe, but chances are Ember's going to keep getting away. He's still a bit farther behind on his Battle Fury than he'd like to be. Still sitting about 1700 to go on it. And that really is the item you need to be able to start taking fights on Ember. And he comes online a bit late. He comes online in a big way though, so it can make a difference.
Yeah, I mean, if you go for the phase drums build, there's a small timing window where you can fight without a Battle Fury. But it's more reliant on you getting Assumed Chains off and you getting a lot of Flame Guard damage done, and even Remnant damage. So you'll just try to battle up with one of his illusions. But yeah, once you have that Battle Fury, you have that extra damage, you have the cleave potential. And that not only augments your team fight, but also accelerates your farm. And the reason that he's not really getting really good timing on it is that he went for this phase drums build though, and hasn't really found too many kills with it, even died an extra time just now. So it's if you had Boots of Travel there, that's also an item that really augments your farming speed, right? Because you can just spam your spells, go back to base every minute or so, and just get back all your mana back.
Yeah, assuming you have map control now.
Yeah.
Because keep in mind, in the early game when he was basically making decisions about his build, he didn't have any map control. And I think that's why he went for this. Maybe in hindsight, the Boots of Travel would have worked out, but with the way Fantastic Four were playing, you had to make that adjustment at the time. And Beastmaster does have his Necro 3, so it does kind of make up for the lack of that gem. It's a gem sometimes that they can kill.
Gem on demand, I guess, if you want to call
Yeah.
it that. Gonna smoke up here now as 5. They know that Fantastic Five are in
Oh,
the jungle,
Sidoi!
but can't get to him in time.
Yeah, no blink on the Beast yet, so... Can't
Ghostic
blink
though.
Roar and Ghost it.
Yeah,
In a lot of
see
trouble
him, yeah.
here.
They don't actually
They
get...
did get him
Oh, they
dusted.
did get him dusted, okay. Looked for a second like they didn't actually get it off, but
Yeah.
they finally did
And,
kick
oh,
off.
the spiders! They're gonna see these.
Radiant's courier has been killed.
Oh, they got the courier though.
What?
That's a big issue. But Yoki's just gonna raise them up, so it's fine. Shouldn't Broodmother be the one raising the spiders? She is their mother after all.
Yeah. I guess
Thanks,
that
I'll be
would
here
make
all
more
week.
sense, but yeah. That's the second time the Skura goes down, isn't it? Once up top here when it was delivering something. When the webs are still in top lane. Both times to the Broodmother, so I guess that's one way to get value out of that pick, I guess. But... Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, still the one problem that I see for Fantastic Five, as well as they're doing so far, Yoku. He has BKB, Sergeant Yasha Helm of the Dominator, 13k net worth, and now he's still a bane to fight, unless you have ways to control him. So, almost feels like Yol has to, and Yol and King R have to devote the control on him rather than anyone else, just to
Yeah,
make
you
sure
can't
that he
really
doesn't
just-
just wreck you. Yeah.
You can't really just jump in and duel him because if you die, he gets even more fat.
Yep.
It's just that's the problem with Legion still, is that yes, you can snowball forward, but you can also do so much harm to your team if you lose a few duels. And
wow,
BZZ
Razor.
getting healed up, nice purge there.
Going
And a
low
good
then,
distance
so there's a
comes
duel, easy win. That's exactly what they were baiting out. Oh, there's a Roar coming in the back onto Ghost. They could try to be sneaky. He is still alive a little bit thanks to Yol, but now the Chain Frost actually does quite a good number of bounces, and that'll get them extra damage. They actually win the fight. 3 for 2 trades so far. Aegis is down and will probably be a secondary kill. It's busy. He desperately tries to top it out. So 4 for 2 in the end, and that just turned from good to really, really bad in just a heartbeat.
Legion either needs to go for something like a BKB or an AC, in my opinion. You need to give something to your team in terms of sustain. And if it's you sustaining with the BKB, that's great. If it's the AC, I think it's even better because it's going to give your team survivability against Ember. To an extent, at least. So.
Yeah. At some point you need that AC, you need that Vladimir's offering, and whoever wants to pick that up. And we'll have to find the right timing for it. And yeah, as I said, Yoku survived, he did a lot of damage, and they did finish up the Ember Spirit up top here. That's what Ghosting was going for, I believe. But then you find yourself into such a small choke point here if you just try to fight into that between the trees and the tower, and choke points is not what you want to do up against a Shadow Fiend like that.
Yeah, it's very easy for him to get a good Requiem off, especially with Beastmaster and Ember giving those long-range stuns. I'm considering Ember's Searing Chains to be kind of long-range with Sleight of Fist. And just setting up that Requiem very nicely, not to mention the Lich Ult on top, just to slow everybody down. It's very hard to Delta Split when you've just been Beastmaster roared.
Yep.
So.
Also the slow from the ultimate. I think they lined that up quite nicely with the Chain Frost, right? Get the slow off from there, and then just make it so much harder to just get the hell out. But
Yeah.
at the very least, they have another gem here. I think they brought one back earlier. And it was still
Did
the
they
one
get
gem
it off
from-
of Tusk?
I don't know. I think it was on the courier earlier. Then I don't know.
No, the gem's here. It's no fears, so.
Yeah, it's still the same gem. It's just a little
Yeah.
bit confused why it was on courier again.
Sorry, I thought you were saying Empire had it and they killed
no.
Tusk to get it, but this game is looking a lot closer than Game 1 for sure. I mean, you can just look at the roller coaster of a gold graph that
Oh,
we've
yeah.
got here. So resolution does disconnect, but
Well, it gives us a chance to breathe and actually take a... Yeah, I would have loved to actually look at the graphs, but the last bit is kind of obscured by the game's pause splash screen.
yeah, it's just
so
another
it's like-
hump.
Yeah. Yeah, you can imagine
Ironically
what's
enough,
on-
it's
on
kind of the opposite of the XP graph.
that. It is. It is. Not quite the opposite, but a little bit of a different magnitude for sure. Experience still in favor of Empire here with 4k gold. Not so much as the towers don't start falling. in favor of Fantastic Five as I do miss a pick off here on to Ghosty once again. It's 4, 6, and 7. Not the most impressive Broodmother score, but Resolution finds themselves something with that True Sight from the Necroburg as well as the Blink Roar. Blink, of course, something that you just now picked up.
And again, it's the same thing Legion did, just picking up that blink and instantly making a play with it. You need to do something with it, otherwise they see, hey, he has a blink. We gotta be more careful. If you get a kill, they can't be more careful before that kill, so...
That's something that you have to be careful of with though. I mean, I don't know if you just noticed, but Resolution just right-click his Necroburg onto Sedoi, just turn around, got a save right-click, and it's 200 extra gold. That is not insignificant. But they're gonna go on Yo, that's a little bit more than 200, but force a snowball actually, I'm not quite sure if that's the right idea, just... What the hell? What was he thinking there?
Battle Fury. Dragon Slave does come out for Rubik, I think.
They're gonna go for a lower dance, yeah. Oh,
Yep,
Sedoi didn't get the duel off! They were a little bit too good with that!
They can do
now,
something else.
They can, but they have to catch up first. No fear, that one will not bounce, so that might be an extra duel, but no, just use it for spiders instead. There it is! They wanted it from Silent! And yeah, with the Blade Mail, no armor to speak of. That's a good dual target as well.
He was sitting back in the fight to make sure the Lich ult could not bounce to him. So Razor runs forward to say, Lich ult me, we're all here, just kidding, it won't bounce. And then the blink's still up, so that you can finish off that duel. It was a very smart play, and I think even if BZZ had died for it, it would have been worth it. Assuming they get the duel, of course.
Yep. So they did get a very good triple kill, and once again, Goldgraf just started to spike in favor of Empire. Now will go back down again, same for experience, and yeah, you have to remember the extra advantages that you get as well if you have someone like a Legion Commander on your team. That extra damage, at a decent pace, I guess. 56 by 30 minutes, give or take. Not the worst I've ever seen.
I believe there is a full butterfly coming up very soon for Yoki. In fact, he's only about 900 away from it or so, or 1,000. Sorry, math is hard.
Yeah. That is actually scary. Does have the Eagle Song with the Quarterstaff on the scurry. And yeah, once again, you look at the left side, see the net worth, and it's 17.6k. That Shadow Fiend, and you have no idea where he gets that much. And then you look at the skills, and you see, alright, 9 kills. 2 deaths, 2 assists.
He's doubling Amber Spirit's net worth. Easily.
Yeah.
And Amber Spirit hasn't had a bad game by any means, but... Well, by most means, anyway. He's had a bit of a rough time getting the Battle Fury, but he is going to go for what looks like a Manta right now. Or at least a Yasha.
Interesting. Can you purge off with a Manta though? Not a whole
Brute
lot.
Silence?
Brute Silence?
I guess
yeah,
that's what it is.
Good. Yeah.
It has to be. Because
again,
otherwise you're just adding damage to Legion's overwhelming odds.
Yeah, but then again, wouldn't you get a Lincoln's instead, or is it just too easily triggered?
It's very easily triggered this game, I think.
Oh, they're gonna run into each other. Smokes on both teams. Now, Sedoi pops the BKB, looking for a target here. Will find Yoku, just try and lock him down. Probably won't get the duel win off of that. And now, it's actually 2-for-1 trade so far as Yoku has the BKB going, but the damage is being drained. BZZ got a whole lot of that, and now he starts laying in. Can actually finish him off. Yeah, Yoku, that magical damage isn't enough, but now Sedoi comes back in. A buyback for him, trying to clean up, and he does get that big kill streak from the Ember Spirit, but now he will fall again. Silent, still alive and kicking together with Resolution. That's a 6-man wipe here.
Ouch. If he'd gotten one more proc of overwhelming odds, he probably would have got Silent, but it just wasn't quite enough. They were playing around the Blade Mail very well, and the big problem was, right when he blinked in, he wanted to duel Razor, but then he realized, I can't duel Razor, my attack speed will get slowed.
Razor's on his own team,
I want to duel Lena. Wait a second, Shadow Fiend's here. We can lock down Shadow Fiend, and then he realized Shadow Fiend has Butterfly.
Yeah.
You don't want to duel him anymore, because you're going to miss, and he's going to hit even harder.
That was not the play, and then even the buyback, I mean, sure, you do get the kill on the Shadow Fiend, but you get so much less gold than advertised. And he ended up with a minus 800 net worth loss, and yeah, they lose the tower too, so once again, yeah.
This is 18 permanent damage going away of Shadow Fiend. It's like 9 free souls that don't even contribute to your maximum souls.
Yeah.
And then you always have them. You can't lose them on death. It's the Shadow Fiend dream.
Absolutely. And that is just underlined by the gold graph once again. Goes in favor of Team Empire, 7,500 gold as well as experience, and that's That's the highest it's been this game. Might get a little bit higher now. Or maybe the other way around again. As Nofi pops the mechanism though. Still being controlled up by Yo. Meanwhile back BCZ looking for Silent here. Drains a little bit of damage. As Yo finally gets picked up. But lower dance now silence up by Ghost Stick. And that'll be the counter kill along with No Fear. So,
Yeah, Rudy's been playing very well this game. He's even going for an Aghanim Scepter, which, well, I'm assuming it's an Ags. Could be anything these days, but probably an Aghanim Scepter because Lina, Lich, Beastmaster, those are all great Ags upgrades if you can steal it. So.
Yeah. Not the easiest, but absolutely. Also allows you to cycle through these much more quickly. Okay, Roshan next on the table. Empire with 2 years. Oh, they're still gonna go onto Sadoi here. They're trying to bring Kirsten down before the BKB gets off, and they will almost be able to. He's trying to run away, but not possible with Yoku there. Gets the last right click in, and yeah, he just put back earlier. And now Silence. He knows that that's not gonna be coming back, so just shooing them off even further, kind of daring them to come back, and that's exactly what they're going to try and do. King R blinks forward aggressively, but don't really think they can fight this anymore. Not with Sadoi. That's one of the main controllers and damage dealers here gone. PCZ, I mean, sure it can do damage, but it needs time to actually drain it first. So
yeah,
that's
even
not
if
really
they
the way
tried
to
to
go.
jump in and steal that, the Hawk was spotting them out, so there wasn't much hope in that situation. Razor does have some evasion picked up, as well as a Solar Crest coming up on Tusk, which could easily help them win some duels. The problem is these fights are so chaotic.
Yeah. It's really been everyone casting their spells pretty much the same time for the most part, as you would expect from full 5-on-5 team fights, but it's really hard to get the right spells off at the right heroes as well, if you just cast them all.
Yeah. And Amber's Illusions may just add to that, if that's what he ends up going for here. Haven't seen...
Sanj Nyasha at this point is not what you go for, so...
I mean, but the AoE slow. Huh?
It is going to be the meta style. Just pick up the recipe, and that makes a lot of sense. Just, if not for nothing else, but the silence here. Of course, you could make the argument, yeah, more fuel for overwhelming art, but you don't care about that as much, to be honest.
Yeah.
Not at this point anymore.
It makes up for the 30% amp damage you would be taking, so whatever.
Yep. Alright. And now, Fantastic Five, they find themselves in a position that they found themselves in the last game as well, albeit much earlier there. Stuck to the high ground with Empire having complete map control.
And they do have good high ground defense too. Brood, of course, excellent at pushing things back out. Tusk, Razor, even Legion Commander can easily clear creep waves. It's just not the position they want to be in because their heroes, unless Legion gets tons of duel wins, don't scale that well into the late game. And I mean, I've kind of analyzed Legion this game assuming she's going to get those duel wins because generally you're going to draft a lineup that's going to help Legion win duels. Well, that just hasn't happened.
Yep. A couple of times where they got the duels, the Empire was already on the run and couldn't really help.
And now that they have Boots of Travel, they have the Bird Bomb.
Oh, wow, yeah. On Boots of Travel, yeah, on the Beastmaster. Very nice.
He's also going for what I'm going to assume is a refresher. Could also be a Battle Fury, I guess, but...
Yeah, it is going to be the refresher probably, but one thing that I also got back was the Gem of True Sight.
Yeah.
No Fear's gem once again in Resolution's hands, so they will be able to clean up these Spiderlings, clean up any wards they come across, and now they're setting up for the high ground push. They do have the Aegis onto Yoku, that'll allow them to do that relatively safely. So I have the mechanism here. What they do not have is... what don't they have? I'm struggling to think about that.
I mean, they're not missing much at this point to just go uphill. Maybe a Solar Crest, if no one has one.
It's Satanic now on Yoku, and yeah, it's just sieging from the low ground, not even going to high ground here, just dealing with the fact that a lot of his hits will miss. He's so hard right now that he doesn't care too much and goes straight for the range backs. That will not regenerate. The rest of his team here, notably Silent, he is trying to do his best to keep Fantastic Five out as much as they can without exploding themselves. And it's only Yoku up on high ground now. And the FF, they don't want to go for him.
I'm not seeing how Fantastic Five want to engage, except Legion blinks in, goes for Resolution, but can't even seem to do much damage. They're getting a bit of damage off. Isn't enough? They'll take him down.
Yeah, they'll take him down. Snowball comes through. BKB's popped on every side, but BZZ's is ran out. And Yoku is on the hand. Meanwhile, in back, Yol just tries to fight up against the entirety of Empire's lineup, just not able to make it a 2-for-1 trade. They do get the dual damage. They still might have lost the fight.
Dire's bottom tower.
Bruce forced to buy back as well. And Resolution's already back, by the way. He just bought back.
Yeah,
just to
he
travel
bought back, yeah. We want to get the roar off, and it's another big threat that FF have to be aware of. There it is, Blink Roar onto BZZ. Follow from Yoko, doesn't actually get there in time. So, they will find King off, slow him down enough. And Sadoi, he's just been kind of runs, looking for target, but now all of his team is dead, and so is he. Buybacks galore, but it's too late. Good game, well played is called. Empire took them a little bit longer, a little bit more of a back and forth in this game, but
yeah,
finally got to a point again where they just started rolling over Fantastic Five.
Yeah, Fantastic Five didn't play too well in game number 1, to be honest, but this game they did at least hold their own, and they showed that they can play well. However, Empire, being a very seasoned team, just their experience came into play, and superior teamwork, superior Yoki as well. He was definitely the MVP this game, just getting as fat as could be, 742 gold per minute.
Yeah.
And that's not on an AUK. There's no cheating like, I get 5 times for bounty runes, guys. No, this is like pure good old gold per minute.
Yeah, that's a Shadow Fiend effect. If you ever play like him on a hero like that in a game like this, it just happens, right? It's one of these heroes that can just explode like that and can turn that into wins more often than not. And yeah, for the lineup that Fantastic Five have drafted, it's not like it's a bad lineup. It's just, as we said in the beginning, the execution is just not nearly as easy as Empire's lineup was. I mean, they iterated the same lineup essentially, save for the Ember Spirit, which was replaced by Slaughter in the game before. And it's just such a strong lineup that's also easy to execute. And in the hands of a team like Empire, that's just a deadly combination that you can't really that you can't really counter with a lineup that really relies on you being able to snowball a lot on not just Broodmother but also Legion Commander and even the Razor to some degree.
Yeah, but a very good series anyway.
Yeah, that's for sure. Here, Empire gave us some very explosive Dota. That's for damn sure, as we would expect from them. But yeah, that concludes the broadcast for the night. Team Empire take the win 2-0 over Fantastic Five, who subbed in, just jumped in for new Team 123, who dropped out of the league for reasons unknown. They disbanded, I guess, but yeah, yeah, that means
but no
that
Empire guy gets his music, right?
Oh yeah, after the credits, but yeah. Empire will face up against No Logic Gaming next, and of course, you can check out joindota.com to find out when that is scheduled. The next match that is scheduled for now is, or the only one that's actually scheduled for now, is going to be on Sunday evening. It's going to be Alliance versus Priest, so definitely tune in for that. If you're looking for more Dota now, head on over to Join Dota Red, I believe it is, for the defense. And yeah, that's us done for today. My name is DragonDrop. You can find me at DragonDropDota on Twitter. And I've been joined by SB Revolution 5 on Twitter and Facebook. Is that right?
Facebook is SB Revolution 5 Dota.
Ah, there we go. I don't
I
use
don't know
Facebook,
who that
so
guy on SB Revolution 5 regular is. It's totally not my personal profile.
Alright, there you go. So, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.